Word of today is obscure for RPG a day. In a game, you want to obscure certain information from your players. You don't want to make things too easy, you don't want to make things too difficult, but you want them to be able to string the clues together to lead them to the next part of the plot, or to follow the map to the next dungeon, or whatever it is. But you want it to be a challenge, you want them to get some sense of accomplishment from so doing. The easy way is to place something behind combat, so they can fight their way through and get the information that they want. But variety is also good, also interesting, and we don't want to always use combat as the fallback position for anything and everything that we do we? But then there's the problem of adjusting how obscure whatever it is you need them to get is. How hard is it to find the clue? What if they fail the search roll? What if they don't think to ask the witness? What if they... there's all kinds of problems there. So when you're writing a game, you need to find a way to make it challenging, but also have fallbacks. In Agents of Swing, which is quite heavily investigative, despite being a kind of high-octane spy-fi game, the way I did it was I had kind of clue thresholds and suggestions for different ways in which they could find bits of information that eventually accumulate to the whole that allows them to piece it together, either themselves or with your prompting. And that's quite a good way to do things. If you have certain clues that they can find, give them ratings, and then give them a threshold, and once they're past that threshold, they have enough information to get to the next section. That's one good way to do it. But even so, sometimes players go completely off the rails. So a good way to handle that is to have a fallback, a way for the information that they need to fall into their laps, essentially. So that if they get completely stuck, you can give them a nudge without necessarily entirely railroading them. And if they are off on a wild goose chase, that can sometimes be fun. Or if the game that you're using is simple enough, you can always adjust the adventure on the fly so that the wild goose that they're chasing, if it seems more interesting and fun than the story you do have planned, you can swap over to that. And lighter games like Fate and so on are easier to do that with.